Are we live?
Yeah.
All right. We are live. Hey, happy to be here with everybody. My name is Kort Chase. I'm our Vice President of Recruiting here at Swift Transportation. Joining us, this dashing young man. His name is Jeffrey. He's one of our very best recruiters. Certainly, he has the buffest arms within our recruiting department, that's for sure. And so anyways, we're excited here to join you guys.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to kick this off by talking about what sets Swift apart. Jeffrey, you've been here for a long time, man. What do you think? What is it that sets Swift apart?
Well, I'd say there's a lot of things. Swift's a very large carrier to begin with. Number of terminals, a hands-on approach as far as an operations standpoint with driver leaders and planners and things of that nature. Um, you know, Shops in just about every terminal, not being sent off somewhere else to get your truck fixed if it is broken or something like that. Typically we keep new vehicles. We don't keep anything over 2 years as far as a truck, but just a ton of advantages from barbershops and terminals to laundromats and terminals to cafeterias and terminals to, you name it, Swift has it. So, not to brag, I've been here 10 years. Love it here. But,
You look
it's
like
just,
you've used our barbershop once or twice.
once or twice. Yeah, they've scalped me pretty good. But it's just an awesome place to be as far as trucking, to have all those resources while you're out on the road and so far away from home, to feel like you do have, you're dealing with a family type environment, family dispatch, that sort of thing. Just being able to contact someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a holiday, Christmas, it doesn't matter what day it is. And I actually worked ECT for many years as well. So just to be able to have that available to you as a driver, I think is what separates us.
Yeah, you know that firsthand, that 24/7 access, right?
Absolutely.
How long did you do that for?
I did ECT. I started as a driver leader, went to nights for about a year, and then I was promoted to customer service leader about 6 months after that. And then I was promoted to all of ECT for all the terminals, and I did that for about 3 years.
Yeah. See, and I think one of the things also that helps set us apart, I mean, Jeffrey, you just touched on it, but it's this culture of like actually caring, right? You know, we've got our leadership and every member of the team who says, hey, drivers are our main priority. And so we put our driving associates above the rest, and I absolutely love it. I think it's what really sets us apart.
Absolutely. And it starts from the top. I've seen Jerry walk into operations meetings themselves and say, I can replace you guys faster than I can replace a driver. The driver always comes first, no matter what. And for as long as I've been here, that's always been a mentality and the approach. And recently it's gotten a lot better and even more, thought about as being a priority as far as taking care of the driver and, you know, um, making them number one. So
Yeah.
we definitely do that, and we have to with our size and customer base and needs that we have to fulfill as a company ourselves. Couldn't do it without the drivers.
Absolutely. You know, we got a couple questions coming through. One of them said, should I get my permit first? What would you tell somebody, Jeffrey, who's got a question like that, if they need to get their permit first?
It depends on where you live and what state you live in. Some states require that you have to have it done before you can start the school, and some do not. It really just depends on where you live more than anything. I personally would recommend just getting it done to have a leg up on the schooling before you even start. That way you can kind of understand certain terminology and things of that nature when you're starting the school. So I do recommend that everyone get their permit first. It takes a lot of legwork out of actually being in school, and you can get more time behind the wheel that way instead of being in the classroom. So I highly recommend getting that permit. Definitely.
Yeah, and then the next one is talking about our training, and you know, people want to know, well, how long is the training? And here's the deal: we do between 200 to 300 hours of training with one of our certified mentors. So, Sam, that's a great question. And what we make sure though is that you still have to feel comfortable regardless of the 200 to 300 hours that you complete. So if you need more time, that's something we're going to work with you on. We're not just going to say, all right, time's up. You're in your truck. Here you go. You know, sink or swim. We want to make sure that you feel 100% comfortable. And so that training, like I said, 200 to 300 hours with one of our mentors. But of course, we can spend more time for sure if needed.
Absolutely. And even beyond that, 300 hours if needed. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so, talking about what sets Swift apart, one thing I want to touch on is somebody like Jeffrey. I'm going to give this guy, not that he needs it, he hides the size of his head with his beard, but our recruiters, they truly care here. They make individualized, personalized phone calls with all the drivers that call through. We're doing things like texting and emailing and phone calling. And the job of our recruiters is to make sure that they find out what it is that you stand in need of and what's going to best fit you on a personal level. And that's what I love most about our recruiters and that part of what Swift does. They care about you and they want to put you in the right scenario, not just, be a car salesman and you come in for a gray truck and you walk out with a blue car. That's not what we're looking to do.
exactly.
They want to make it suit your needs.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that I think really does set us apart.
Mhm.
Hey man, I bet you get this question a lot. Jeffrey deals with a lot of experience level
I
drivers.
do. I
How many
do.
miles will I average? What do you say?
In that case, it depends what line of business you're doing, whether you're doing a dry van or a flatbed or a reefer, whether you're on a dedicated account or you're on a local account or you're on a semi-local account where you're home every other day. There's no specific hard answer, to be honest. I mean, there's other determining factors, whether it be weather or a crash on the highway or something like that. So it just depends really more what line of business you're doing, whether it's a dedicated run or not. I mean, we have some dedicated runs that average a minimum of 2,500 miles a week, and we have some that do 1,300 as far as local accounts where you're home every day running a day cab. So it's really up to the driver, what the driver wants to do. Once he figures that out, he gives us a call on the 1-800 number or fills out an application. He gets a personalized response from a recruiter who has access to all the information for every single account that Swift offers. And he can give you direct answers. There's no, well, you may be able to do this or you may be able to do that. It's going to give you a direct average of what that particular fleet is averaging as far as drivers and a direct pay as well. So, again, it just depends on what line of business you're going into for us, but they're all good.
Sounds like we've got lots of options to choose from.
Lots,
And
lots.
and then like you said, and getting back to what I was talking about, we're going to give you that personalized feel. So
Mhm.
we're going to talk to you about what you want, and then we'll let you know what's in that specific area.
Absolutely.
I saw a comment come across that said Jeffrey was my recruiter. Man, that was one lucky guy to have you as his recruiter. Let's see here. I see another question that talks about I'm ready to get started, but my recruiter hasn't called me. Hey,
Mm,
that's not good. But here's
that
the
is not.
deal. We are getting a lot of phone calls. We do receive a lot of traffic, and
Mhm.
but the name of our game is speed. We want to get back to you as quick as we can.
Absolutely.
Um, please call your recruiter directly and leave them a voicemail if they don't answer. You can shoot them an email. Hopefully, you have their email address.
Mhm.
Um, or if you drop your name here for us, believe me, I'll make sure and check your name out. We'll get you a phone call right back right away.
Yes. And feel free to sign up for the Driver Pulse app as well, which is what most carriers are using. And you can text message back and forth with your assigned recruiter. If you can't get a hold of them over the phone or something like that, that helps out a lot.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely. Um, oh boy, how much money can I make? That's
Mm,
probably a similar question,
very similar.
say a little
Very
bit to
similar.
the miles. What do you talk about when you talk about money though?
For me, it depends, number one, on experience, because not everyone gets paid the same. So, we got to find out what verifiable experience you have. Again, what line of business you're going into, because they all pay differently. Driveline pays different than a reefer unit does, or a flatbed as well. So, dedicated pays different as well. It just depends on what the driver is into and what it is that he wants to do. Now, if he's strictly just an over the road driver, wants to do all 48 states, he has X amount of years, and we can verify that. Everything varies. I mean, we do a what's called a reverse sliding scale. So you get paid a certain amount of money over 500 miles, and then anything less than that, you get more money for the shorter miles. And usually those short runs are lined up to get you to the big runs. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends, you know, what it is you want to do. So it varies, but competition wise, we're as competitive, if not better, than just about everybody else out there as far as a carrier goes, especially for dedicated runs. I don't think anyone has more than we do.
Oh,
Um,
I couldn't
yeah,
imagine.
I couldn't imagine. So,
Yeah.
we will definitely get you squared away. Just feel free to call and or shoot an email, or someone will definitely reach out to you within a 24 to 48-hour period and give you the rundown. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Another question we get a lot is, what kind of bonuses do you have? And one of the things I love about here's the thing, and this is a play on words, but I want to explain it. We don't offer a hiring bonus because we're not about gimmicks. What we
no,
do have is what's called a transition bonus. We care about you as a driver. Maybe you're new to the industry or you've been within the industry, but we understand that there is downtime between leaving one company and starting with us, or maybe you're starting brand new to the industry and so you haven't been able to work for a week or two. Hey, going without a paycheck for a week or two, man, I don't know many people that can do that, right? So
catastrophic in this day and age.
I
Yeah.
mean, tell me about it. So we have a transition bonus, and what it's based on is we want to get you this money quickly. And so whether it be hours if you're a trainee, or it be miles if you're an experienced level driver, we're going to help you towards your first beginning paychecks so that you can get a nice bonus. And right now we're offering a $3,000 transition bonus to our experienced level drivers, and to all of our trainees, you're not left out just because you're new to the industry. We're hooking you up with a $2,500 transition bonus. So the recruiter, as you call in, can give you more details as to how that breaks down exactly. But just know that we're not into giving you some shiny thing. It's like we want to pad your paychecks so that you're not struggling.
Hmm.
And then besides that, we've got a couple other bonuses. We have a referral bonus. You refer to us an experienced level driver, we're going to pay you $1,500. You refer to us a trainee level driver, that's going to get you $500. And there's no limit. So
None.
you can refer as many as you want, as many friends as you have in the industry, or family members, or people that you meet at fuel islands, or whatever it may be. We're going to hook you up. So anyway, that's some of the bonuses. Now we have another that's called our driver performance program bonus.
Which is
And this
awesome.
thing is awesome. Jeffrey, I mean, do you want to touch on this?
You go right ahead because I like it when you say it. To
Yeah,
be honest,
I
it
love
got me
talking about
hooked.
it.
It
I
got
love
me hooked.
talking
So
about
I want you to do it
it.
because, yeah.
So this thing, I'll tell you what, we base this on a couple different factors, but here's what it boils down to. Not to give all the details because maybe it's too much to get into, but here's the point. Within a month's time, you can earn an additional 6 cents onto all the miles that you ran within that month. And so when you think about, you're an experienced level driver, you know how many miles you can run, and you know how successful you can be. And right now, hey, freight is crazy, and we've got it. And I mean, we're blowing up on freight. We have so much. It's like we just need to get our trucks filled with great drivers, and we're gonna pay you according to your performance. That additional 6 cents for all the miles that you ran in a month, it's tremendous. Now again, we can give you many more details to that if you call in, but I get in trouble because I start to get too long-winded, and so they're going to cut me off here in a second. But
It's true.
it's happened before. Jeffrey's done it himself to me.
But it's an awesome deal. I can't say that. I mean, 6 cents doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, but when you think about that on a 30-day range and per mile, I mean, if you're making 40 cents a mile and then you can turn that into 46, that's a significant amount of money.
Exactly.
So, and it's easy thresholds to hit. It's not rocket science to make that happen. And
Yeah.
even if you don't hit the full 6 cents, there's other variables and thresholds you can hit that'll bring you maybe 4 cents or 5 cents. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's definitely something that my feedback is drivers are loving it and making money doing it. So, it's working out. It's the first time we've had something like that since I've been here, and it's been awesome. So
Hey, so I saw another question come through our queue. They talked about do you only do OTR? Does Swift Transportation only OTR? What do you
no,
say to that?
I say we have everything. I mean, we have dedicated runs in just about every state, just about every major city across the United States, and locals in a lot of those states as well, or cities as well. So just depends on where you live. If we don't have a local, we most likely have a home weekly run. We have a lot of home every other day or home, multiple times throughout the week runs as well. It just depends on where you live, to be honest. But I mean, we run for everybody from Target to Kohl's to Walmart to every big box retailer you can think of. Just about anything in your house that's been brought on a truck, we work with. So it just depends on where you live.
And I want people to remember that OTR, hey, we're evolving. When we think about OTR, oftentimes we think, oh man, I got to be away for a month at a time, 2 weeks at a time, 6 weeks at a time. I mean, I've heard everything from different companies that people are coming from. Here's the thing: is that we're getting more and more creative. We're evolving with what OTR actually looks like. So when we say OTR, it may be that you pass by your house every couple of days.
Exactly.
Whether it's your family or your motorcycle you want to see more frequently, whatever it may be, we're figuring out how to get you good miles and still get you home time. Now, maybe you don't care about that. Maybe you want to travel the whole country and you do want to be gone for months at a time. Hey, we got the freight to do that too.
Absolutely.
But don't get sucked into this like, oh man, it's just OTR. It's so much more than that. And so we've got lots of different opportunities.
Exactly.
Um,
Our next question here.
oh,
What benefits are available?
yeah.
Okay, so I can take that one. Swift typically uses Blue Cross Blue Shield as a provider. Uh, my spiel on benefits is you have to look at the size of Swift and the drivers that are on the road, the amount of trucks we have, and the amount of office employees we have. We're typically more economically sound versus other trucking companies. From what I've found out and talked to other drivers who've worked for other carriers, our benefits are really well priced. So kicks in after 30 days of employment for an experienced driver. I believe it's 60 days for a trainee. And that's full everything: medical, dental, vision. We also offer 401k, stock options, you name it. We have it. So yeah, it's been pretty good since we've had Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And it's tough, right? I mean, when you transition from one company to another to be without benefits, I've got 3 small kids. I know, Jeffrey, you're a proud papa over there. And it's like,
Absolutely.
hey, man, we got to be able to have it, whether it be for our own individual selves or for our family members. And so to know that just 30 days, in essence, 30 days after being hired, I'm going to have my full benefits ready for me to go. It's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the questions we get a lot, oh, there we go. It's about what model trucks do we have? So, what do you tell drivers? What kind of trucks do we have? What's available?
For us, we have just about everything. It just depends again on line of business. We have mainly Freightliners, Volvos, Kenworths, T680s for team trucks. We have everything as far as a truck. We typically don't keep a truck over 2 years, so they're all basically new. For owner operators, we even have some Peterbilts out there. So it just depends on what it is you're doing for Swift. But for our experienced drivers out there on the road, when you think about it, you never see an old beat up Swift truck on the road. It's just not going to happen. You'll never see that. Our equipment's always pretty much intact, especially in comparison to other major carriers out there. So yeah, I mean, we pretty much have everything, and they're all basically in pretty good shape because we get rid of them after a couple of years. So
Yeah, perfect. Hey, so I want to touch on a few things, and then maybe we can let our we'll keep monitoring our questions as we go here. But one of the things is how can I get my CDL with Swift? Look, we've got Swift academies spread across the country. Again, it's a matter of just making a simple phone call. You'll get one of our academy specific recruiters on the line. They're going to tell you all about how to, Jeffrey touched on your permit earlier, but how to get your permit, how to then come to our academy and obtain your license. Our schooling is 3 weeks in total. Again, you're with our trained academy instructors, and then after that, you test out, you obtain your CDLA, and we get you that 200 to 300 hours, and man, then you're on the road. And think about it. Think about training like that. Where else does that exist? Where you can come into a brand new industry from day one and be making 50 and 60, close to $70,000 within your first year of employment.
First year.
It's
First
crazy.
year.
I remember being a struggling newlywed. I was not making 60K. I certainly was not doing that.
Not even close.
So one of the we always get these questions. Do you guys have a dog policy? Do you have a rider program? And we absolutely do.
We do.
Look, we know that that bringing man's best friend, bringing your dog out there, we want you to bring your dog. There's some paperwork you got to look at, some paperwork you got to fill out. It's really simple. So let us know what kind of dog you have, and if we can get that signed up and ready, we're going to get them on the truck with you. Absolutely. And the rider program, we absolutely do. Look, if you want to bring a friend or a child with you on that truck, we want you to be able to do that too. And so anyway, talk to, whether it be the recruiter or once you're here, you talk to your driver leader. They'll tell you more about the dog program that we have, as well as our rider program. So, hey, Jeffrey, I want to tell you, for all those that don't know, Jeffrey's on vacation right now, guys.
Yeah.
He's live. So, man, I appreciate you joining us, and I appreciate all the questions that came through.
Anytime.
Hey, Jeffrey and I, and I'll speak for all of recruiting, we freaking love working here at Swift, and we want you to come be a part of it as well. So give us a call, visit us on driveswift.com. And we're here to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.